10 places to visit in Portugal. For such a small country, Portugal packs a punch. From cosmopolitan cities and out-of-the-way towns and villages to lively beach resorts and spectacular national parks, this diminutive nation offers an incredibly diverse range of visitor attractions. Occupying a wedge of Iberia and sharing a border with Spain and a fantastic coastline with the Atlantic Ocean, Portugal's location in this sun-kissed corner of Western Europe lends it a singular appeal. Its southern reaches remain a compelling vacation destination, renowned for gloriously sandy beaches and world-class golf courses. The country's interior, meanwhile, offers a wealth of contrasts: rolling plains, broad rivers, deep verdant valleys, and remote mountain ranges. Defining Portugal's history is an amazing collection of monuments and historic buildings, many of them recognized by UNESCO as World Heritage Sites. And underpinning the country's personality is its people, open, friendly, and hospitable. Number 10. Coimbra. The historic hilltop university in Coimbra is just one reason to visit this venerated Portuguese city. But the wealth of additional visitor attractions, much of them clustered around Velha Universidade, classified by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, merits a full day's sightseeing. Back in the old town below, there are further historic buildings to discover, among them 2 former convents and Igreja de Santa Cruz, consecrated in 1131, which contains the tomb of Portugal's first king, Afonso Henriques. Elsewhere are a number of interesting museums, a botanical garden, and the fun-filled Portugal dos Pinguinitos, a park containing scale models of the country's most prominent traditional buildings. And the river itself is a pleasant diversion, with a broad esplanade flanking both banks, great territory for long, lazy walks. Number 9. Parque Natural de Ria Formosa. The Algarve is justly famous for its pristine coastline, and one of its natural wonders is the Parque Natural da Ria Formosa. This protected marine habitat constitutes a 60-kilometer stretch of marshland, salt pans, shallow water lagoons, and sand dune islands that run from Canita do Largo, east past Faro, all the way to Castilla Velha. A haven for abundance of flora and fauna, the park is crisscrossed by a series of nature trails with proximity to some of the animals associated with this region of Portugal. From observation hides built on the lakes, birdwatchers can spy species. One of the walks passes the renowned San Lorenzo Golf Course, itself a draw for all sorts of bird life. The park's headquarters are near Alho, where visitors can pick up maps and information leaflets. Number 8. Tavira. Cited by many as a guidebook as the most captivating town in Algarve, Tavira does indeed tick all the scenic boxes. The Rio Guilau cuts a smile through its pleasantly laid-back town, with a Roman footbridge connecting one side with the other. The waterfront makes for a wonderful walk, before or after you've uncovered the rest of Tavira's historic treasures. The castle walls provides glorious views across the old town and the nearby coast. You can also explore the Igreja de Santo de Castillo, the grandiose church where warrior knights are entombed. An appealing option, especially during the hot summer months, is to visit the offshore Ilha de Tavira, an enormous beach that even in high season has plenty of room to spare. It's reached by passenger ferry from a jetty at Quatro Aguas. Number 7. Aveiro. Hugging the country's Atlantic coast in central Portugal, Aveiro is a bustling city often called the Venice of Portugal, due to its picturesque setting of scenic canals connected by charming bridges and dotted with colorful gondolas and speedboats. Historic sites, gorgeous beaches, and tasty cuisine also make Aveiro an attractive travel destination. The most enjoyable way to experience Aveiro is by walking, but your boats and a free-use bicycle system are also available for getting around. Aveiro's many sightseeing gems include the Aveiro Cathedral, the São Gonçalves Chapel, and the Convento de Jesus. These all offer lovely architecture and artworks. Known as the Silver Coast, Aveiro's coastline is well loved for its clean, beautiful beaches such as Costa Nova, São Jacinto, and Barra, which offer swimming, sailing, and kite surfing. Number 6. Óbidos. What does a king give his queen for a wedding present? For the lucky queens of Portugal, it was the achingly pretty town of Óbidos, a custom that prevailed for hundreds of years. These days, it's gifted to the general public, and it's certainly worth the hour's drive north of Lisbon to reach it. Óbidos is an artist's dream. An assortment of whitewashed cottages, cafes, and handicraft stores lining a series of narrow cobbled streets are completely enclosed by sturdy medieval walls. There's also the Igreja de Santa Maria, which features a wonderful interior of blue and white 17th century azulejos. You can walk along the top of the battlements for lovely views over the terracotta rooftops and the lush plains beyond. The fortifications form part of the landmark castle, whose keep looms guardian-like over the charming scene below. The castle itself now is a pousada, an upscale period hotel. Number 5. Madeira. Madeira Island is a fertile oasis in the Atlantic Ocean between Portugal and North Africa, popular for its lush green landscapes, flower gardens, wines, and annual New Year's celebrations, which features one of the world's largest displays of fireworks. One of Europe's most beautiful travel destinations, Madeira Island is the largest island of the Madeira archipelago, an autonomous region of Portugal. The island's natural beauty, year-round mild climate, and virtually crime-free status attract tourists from all over the world. Madeira's main attraction is its wealth of verdant landscapes that range from lush parks, colorful gardens, enchanting forests, and nature reserves to lofty mountains and pebbled beaches lapped by blue ocean waves. Number 4. Evora. Deep in the heart of the Alentejo is Evora, one of the most beguiling destinations in Portugal. Renowned for its amazing ensemble of well-preserved monuments, Evora does close in unhurried scrutiny. Its medieval walls enclose centuries of history, a timeline illustrated by the impressive Templo Romano, which dates back from around the 2nd century, the brooding but compelling 12th century Sé Cathedral, and the Igreja de São Francisco, with its lugubrious Capela dos Ossos, completed in the mid-1550s. The historical significance of Evora, an unspoiled condition of architectural treasures, has won it coveted UNESCO World Heritage Site status. But you'll also be taken with the city's delightful market town ambience and down-to-earth personality. It's a pleasure to wander and shop through its Moorish alleys, browse engaging museums, and lunch in attractive squares, where you're considered a guest rather than a tourist. Number 3. Porto. With its robust granite architecture and commercial disposition, Porto, Portugal's second city, rewards visitors with a very different experience to that of the capital. Sited at the mouth of the river Douro and blessed with a waterfront, the Ribeira, acknowledged by UNESCO as a World Heritage Site, Porto is a destination endowed with Baroque churches and neoclassical buildings that number some of the best examples of their kind in the country. Of particular note are the needle-like Torre de Clérigos and the imposing Sé, the city's cathedral. Another landmark structure is the iconic Ponte Dom Luís I, the spectacular double-decked iron bridge that spans the Douro and connects the city with Vila Nova de Gaia. The river provides a scenic route to Douro Valley, a verdant landscape of terraced hillsides dotted with hamlets and villages. Number 2. Sintra. Enchanting Sintra is one of the gems in Portugal's glittering sightseeing crown. Recognized by UNESCO for its remarkable cultural landscape, this historic and captivating town is definitely worth putting aside a full day to absorb. It's one of the most popular day trips from Lisbon. Clustered under the lip of the wooded Serra de Sintra Hills, the town is dominated by the landmark Palácio Nacional, its signature twin chimneys looming over a pretty square, edged with houses painted in a palette of pale pink and outre with splashes of yellow. Peering down this picture postcard setting is the ancient Castelo de Moros, seemingly hewn out over the granite escarpment it runs along. Crowning the highest hill is the bewitching Palácio de Penha, used in the 19th century as a summer retreat by the Portuguese royal family. Number 1. Lisbon. Lisbon, the capital of Portugal, is one of Europe's most alluring cities. Set on the banks of the river Tagus, this vibrant Atlantic port is scattered over a series of hills that heighten its splendid waterfront location. Exploring the city's historic core is a journey into the fascinating past, a heritage exemplified by celebrated visitor attractions, such as the mighty Castillo de São Jorge and Alfama, the oldest parts of Lisbon. A collection of world-class museums extends the cultural experience. To the east, away from the city center, you can marvel at the modernity of Parque de Nações, its crowd-pulling sites such as the brilliant Oceanário. Across to the west is Belém. Portugal's golden age of discovery is mirrored in the magnificent Mosteiro de Hieronymus and the quirky Torre de Belém, both UNESCO World Heritage Sites. In between, you can amble across handsome tree-lined squares, stroll along broad riverfront esplanades, or take in jaw-dropping panoramas from various miradouros or viewpoints dotted across the city.